The story of the three little pigs. Once upon a time, there was an old sow with three little pigs, and she had not enough money to buy food to keep them since a wolf had eaten their father. So she sent her sons out to seek their fortune. Just remember, boys, be careful that mangy old wolf that ate your father is still lurking around. He's a tricky one, so be on your guard. Wolf, said the first little pig, who was very muscular for a pig, flexed his biceps and said, I'm not worried about that flea-bitten wolf. But he better stay away from me if he knows what's good for him. The second little pig chimed in like the first little pig, who in his own right was very athletic and had no worries. The third little pig was intelligent and listened to his mother and thanked her for the wise advice, and the three brothers went on their way. Remember, brothers, said the third little pig, build your homes strong and safe. You don't want that mean old wolf getting in and eating you. I'm going quick and easy, said the first little pig. I have to work on my muscles and get stronger. I'll put a little more thought into my house, said the second little pig. I don't want the place falling in on me while exercising. Quick and easy won't work for me. I'm going with safety first, said the third little pig. You have to prepare for the worst. Anything could happen, not only the wolf. What about bad weather? The first little pig said, well, while you are working hard on your house, I'll be working out with a nice roof over my head. A straw house is the way to go. It will be simple to build, and I'll be done in one day. Not for me, said the second little pig. I'm allergic to straw. I need something sturdier, like wood or sticks. Straw and sticks are okay if there were no dangers surrounding us. However, I believe concrete or bricks are much better to build a house with in this case, said the third little pig. That sounds like a lot of work, the first little pig replied. It really does, the second little pig agreed. Well, I guess we have all made up our minds on how to build our houses, said the third little pig. Be careful, brothers, and look out for that wolf. Let's meet back here in 2 months and check on each other. That sounds like a good idea, the first and second little pigs agreed. You'll see that you were worrying for nothing, big brother. So the three little pigs all went their separate ways. The first little pig that went off and indeed met a man with a bundle of straw and said to him, Please, sir, can you spare some of that straw so I can build me a house? Which the man did, and the little pig built a house with it. Then, not long after, a wolf came along, knocked at the door, and said, Little pig, let me come in. The pig answered, Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in, said the wolf. So he huffed and puffed, blowing his house in with very little effort, and gobbled the little pig right up. The second pig met a man with a bundle of sticks and said, Please, sir, I'm a poor little pig with no place to go. Can I have those sticks to build me a house? Which the man gave freely, and the second little pig built his house out of sticks. Once again, the wolf came along and said, Little pig, let me come in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and puff and blow your house in. Go ahead and try it, said the second little pig. I built this house myself, and it's as sturdy as can be. So the wolf huffed and puffed, then he huffed and puffed for a second time, and finally, blew the house down and ate the second little pig in one bite. The third little pig was the oldest and brightest of the bunch. He did not grab the first materials he came across like his brothers. The third little pig also saw the men with the straw and sticks, but he wanted something stronger for his house. So he let them pass him by with a simple how do you do and continued to sit on a large rock. 30 minutes later, he saw a wagon pulled by a large burly man slowly coming down the road. As the large man and wagon got closer, the little pig saw the man pulling a big load of bricks. Today must be my lucky day, the third little pig said to himself. Excuse me, sir, said the third little pig, may I bother you for some of those bricks to build a little house for myself? Help yourself, said the large burly man. In fact, you can have them all. I have no use for the bricks. I was on my way to dump them in a canyon. So the large burly man was happy to give them to the little pig and save himself a long tiring trip. Thank you, sir, said the little pig. It is I who should be thanking you, the large burly man replied in his rough voice. Soon after, the third little pig built himself a lovely safe house out of the bricks, which took him a shorter time than he initially thought. I have so many bricks left over. When I next see my brothers, I will build a brick house for each of them as well. With the three of us working together, it should take no time at all, the third little pig said to himself. Then, not too long after finishing his home, the wolf came, as he did to the other little pigs, and said, little pig, let me come in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and puff, and I'll blow your house in just as I did to the other two little pigs, and eat you too. The third little pig was horrified to hear the fate of his little brothers and said, You are an awful creature for doing such an evil thing to my family, that has done you no harm. But, one day you will get what's coming to you. This, I promise. Whatever, little pig, I'm about to blow your house in and eat you too, and you can join your family in my belly. The wolf huffed and puffed, then huffed and puffed 3 more times, but he still could not blow the house down. Finally, when the wolf realized that all the huffing and puffing could not knock the house of bricks down, he thought of a new plan to get the little pig. The wolf said, Little pig, I know where there is a nice field of turnips. Where might that be? Asked the little pig. Oh, in Mr. Smith's home field, and if you are ready tomorrow morning, I will come by and get you, and we will go together and get some for dinner. Very well, said the little pig, I'll be ready. What time do you mean to go? Oh, at 6 o'clock. The little pig got up at 5, got the turnips, and was home before 6. When the wolf came, he said, Little pig, are you ready? Ready for what? Said the little pig. I have already visited Mr. Smith's home field and got a nice pot full of turnips for dinner. The wolf became very angry. However, he controlled his temper and thought he could still trick the little pig into coming out of his house, so he said, Little pig, I know where there is a nice apple tree with big juicy ripe apples. If I may ask, where is this apple tree? Asked the little pig. Down at Merry Garden, replied the wolf, and if you do not deceive me, I will come for you at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and we will go together and get some apples. Well, the little pig woke at 4 the following day, bustled up, and went off for the apples, hoping to get back before the wolf came. But, unfortunately, he had farther to go and had to climb the tree. So as the little pig was coming down from the apple tree, he saw the wolf coming, which, as you may guess, frightened him very much. So when the wolf came up, he said, Little pig, why are you here before me? Are the apples nice and ripe? Yes, very, said the little pig, I will throw you down one. And the little pig purposely threw the apple very far that he could now jump down and run home while the wolf was gone to pick up the apple. The next day the wolf came again and said to the little pig, there is a fair in town this afternoon, will you go? Oh, yes, said the pig, I will go. What time shall you be ready? At 3, said the wolf. The little pig left before the time, bought a butter churn at the fair and was on his way home when he saw the wolf coming up the hill. The little pig panicked and hopped into the butter churn, positioning it to roll down the steep hill with him inside. The rolling butter churn frightened the wolf so much that he ran home without going to the fair. The wolf went to the little pig's house and told him how frightened he had been by a big round thing that rolled down the hill towards him. Then the little pig laughed. I frightened you, did I? I had been to the fair and bought a butter churn, and when I saw you, I got into it and rolled down the hill. I wish I could have seen your face. It must have been quite funny. Then the wolf became so angry he declared that he would eat up the little pig by going down the chimney after him. When the little pig heard the wolf's plan, he lit a blazing fire underneath his large pot filled with water. The water became super hot when the wolf finally came down the chimney. The little pig swiftly took off the pot's cover, and the wolf fell in. The wolf splashed and howled, but the little pig quickly put the lid back on the pot, boiled him up, ate him for dinner, and lived happily ever after. The end.